Yeah, we're over here cutting kind of a clover, red clover, brome mix. It's kind of the first of what we've cut. We've got, I think there's 10 acres here in this field on the home place. Cutting pretty good. We've had about 2 inches more rain 6 miles east of here where we are. And here at where I grew up, there at the home place, they didn't get, the last couple rains, they've just gotten like 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 inch. We had 6/10. So moved over here to cut first because it's drier. And next chance of rain is this Thursday night here on Monday. So we're going to see if we can get the rest of this cut and move on to the next field. Yeah, we're just finishing up. Got about one more run here and then just got to catch the end a little bit. And I do have my sidekick with me. He's bound, determined, gonna ride. But anyway, we'll get this finished up and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, we're up here at the next little patch. This is where we fertilized a little bit up here at the Potawatomi Methodist Church. So we got this there to cut, and there's a lot of turning around on this one. It's not very big, only a couple acres. Got a lot of yellow clover in it. Get this here all cut, and yeah, he's still here. Get this cut and go on to the next. Alright, we're back here, back in what we call Lover's Lane. It floods fairly often from the Little Soldier Creek, which is what this tree line is along there. That's Soldier Creek, or Little Soldier. And this tree line over here is kind of part of the old creek bottom. It changed course, so part of the old channel is pretty much silted in. But this here, you might be able to see a little bit of a rose down there. But we planted some BMR in here. This being that floods, we get a new crop of Johnson grass every year. This used to be hay ground, and the people that owned it before I bought it, they decided to cut through here where the old channel and pushed a bunch of trees kind of back, and decided to try to farm it, put bean ground in here, put beans in for a year or two, and we bought it. And needless to say, this Johnson grass is pretty hard to keep up with, so that and the deer pressure back in here is extremely high. So I don't think they ever really got a good bean crop off of it anyway. So we're kind of just switching it back to hay ground again. But we'll just keep cutting this Johnson grass. If you cut it enough times, it kind of kills it out. You get it before it seeds out. Sooner or later, we'll probably switch it back to like to put alfalfa in here, but trying to get it to dry down would be a miracle probably. But this here's got those trees there. There's one heck of a bank, a hill right there. It probably, the incline is, you can just barely walk up it, and sometimes you slide back down. But it's probably pretty close to 100 foot increase or in to the top of the hill. I'll get down here, and but you got trees here, big cottonwood trees, and up on top there's some ash and stuff up there. But I don't know if I can pull down in here enough that where you can see how much of a hill there is or not. When I was a kid, I used to come up here with the dirt bike and try to make it to the top of the hill. It was not very often that I did. But there's a reason we call it Lover's Lane. My mom kind of nicknamed it that. But there's the old drive where you had to get back into these fields is right here. And that's how we used to get back in here to hay it and stuff. But we've kind of cleaned it back out here the last couple of years, cutting the wood. But if you can tell, that's the incline. This drive goes on, it goes up a little bit, but that's about level for me, and then the hill's on up there. Anyway, I better get back to cutting. But the west line of this property is kind of up there, about 30 yards to the west of here. There's an 80 here that we bought. There's actually a 70. My one boy has 10 acres out of it. But anyway, we'll get back to getting some of this cut. If you can see them or not back here in this back field. There's a bunch of dragonflies, evidently they just hatched out not too long ago. But there's hundreds of them out here. Hard to see through that windshield, getting a little bit of glare. But anyway, just finished up on this. I'll kind of show you this. Yeah, a little rough back in here too. Show you the creek here. This creek has lots of curves in it. Like I said, this is Little Soldier Creek. A lot of times it's almost dry, especially here the last few years. We had kind of a drought there about 7 years ago for about 5 years. You can kind of see the channel there. this field here. All three of these fields back in here all add up to about 5 acres, so there's not a whole lot. But you always gotta watch this, that you don't get too close to the edge, as it may cave off. When I was a kid, we had brome back in here, and we cut it for hay. We just kind of did it on shares with the neighbor. Wayne's wife was the one that actually owned this ground at that time. But kind of see it down in there, the creek. This hasn't used to flood every about 3 years or so, but I don't think it's flooded for the last, well, like I said, since we had that drought. I don't think we really had a really heavy flood for the last, since about 2005 actually. That's when we got some 11-inch rains and it really flooded bad. Anyway, this is the very back patch. And you can tell where, when the creek gets out, it kind of makes up kind of the sandbars, or leaves, kind of changes the ground, the way it lays. The old creek channel used to go down through here and then made a loop around. Went down in there and then looped it back around where we're going out here. I've got a little bit more to cut here, a little piece. But then it goes on to the first field, and then the pasture on down there on the home place. Alright, we'll let you go and bring you back later. Got a little strip on this to finish up. This is a little 10-acre piece. We've gotten about 30 acres possibly cut today. Left a little bit of a skip here. Anyway, we'll get this all cleaned up and finish up for the day. If you like the content, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And we'll catch you on the next time. Have a good one.